if one is not empowered, then they are in that relationship where they're being abused left, right, and center. Because they have no other options. They are not empowered. So I'm a firm believer in empowerment. My wives should get empowered. I've always said to my wife, you know what, I wouldn't like it. I think I would turn in my grave. And then Mangwana, you're busy looking for someone, a blesser who's going to, to be making sure that you have food and all that. No, I want you to be empowered. I want to be a happy man when I die, knowing that my wife can do the hustle. Even Aripo, Ariega, Sarah, whenever do they're okay, they're in a safe space. So ladies and gentlemen, it's important that when we marry, this business of saying, you must drop your job, now become a full-time housewife, now we need all hands on the deck. If your wife is going to work, if she's empowered, if she's a career woman, thank God for that. Let's come to the table and let's negotiate how the roles are going to happen. So it is a scenario that we are facing, but I'm hoping that one or two people are catching this so that we put things in the right perspective. So what are some of the problems that are associated with a woman who's on the rise career-wise? Number one, that actually challenges the traditional gender roles. Both traditionally, socially, how we're brought up, ukangorora hanzi wakanda pakitchen mukadzi anofanira kugara achibika ari pamba chete hakuna zvinhu zvaachaita even if they had a job. So when women are being empowered, that then is challenged. That traditional gender role is challenged. And it's good to know that these gender roles are changing. Particularly these traditional gender roles are changing. And it's important for us to actually adapt because the change is here. We can't run away from the change. Especially those that are in the diaspora, they know what I'm talking about. So this is what happens when the woman is more empowered, when she has more money, when she's successful in the marketplace. Tuneta challenges in gender roles. Then number two, because she's scaling up the ladder in the corporate world, it means that she has more responsibility at work and possibly longer hours, meaning that she won't be available that much, Kumba. And that also becomes a problem for a lot of men. And I'm happy that color is slowly being phased out, because that was also an issue with a lot of couples. They were actually fighting over that, yes. Who is there to help the kids, and all that. So that it has been an issue as well.
I was like, which color are you talking about?
Yeah. So it then becomes a challenge when the woman is successfully scaling up the corporate ladder, because there's no more time, there's no more time allocated for whatever roles that she has to play on the home front. So it becomes a challenge for most families or most marriages. Then another problem again that comes with our wives getting, to scale up corporate wise is a conflict around decision making. Because if the wife is any more, or let's just say whoever is earning more, they've got that feeling you're good to, just because I earn more, so it means that I must make the decisions. Ndega, or maybe 75% of the input must come from me. So that then becomes a problem, because there's that imbalance in terms of who's bringing what. And in this case, we're looking at women that are bringing in more money than their husbands. Some of them end up making the decisions very vega. So I want to say to women who are in that position, could you please, even if you are earning more than your husband, don't rush into making decisions without negotiating and consulting your husband. Don't go problems. But the husband will then say, you know what, just because she's earning more than me, she doesn't consider me anymore as she makes my decisions, what to buy and all that.
Pastor Simba, do you know that
Yes.
in so many cases, if you're speaking to someone asinamari, it's like what's common sense to you is not common sense to me. So maybe that's where the problem is coming in, because I can't be talking to you about what to do with $1 million when you have $10. We're not going to be able to come to an agreement. And this is just with people in general. It then starts to look rude. But I think pastema up and deputy iwewe autonzwisisi zvekuita ne500 because you don't earn 500. So maybe women start to look rude, but that is the truth.
You brought up a very good point. That's the reason why we talk about intellectual intimacy.
Yeah,
because we, when you're growing as a woman, you're growing, you're studying, you've got your MBA,
Mox,
you've got everything.
Mox.
Mox, what do you want to say, Mox?
What did I do wrong, Mox?
No problem, Yachi.
Yes, talk to us,
Because
Mox.
I was listening to this and I was like, no, man. You see, Hansi, you only $10, and a million. You in a million.
Yeah.
Why should we be having a conversation?
Why
I
should
am
we,
your
Mox?
husband. I am the head
I don't.
of the house.
Yeah, but you sababu wemba de waigo na kugadzira 1 million. I probably wouldn't have to be going to work. Now that I'm tired, now that I've worked extra hours, you would decide on bamnini give you to go up at 20% of my 1,000.
I want to go up at 20%. Bamnin give you vakamedza bara. That's all.
As we put it, Pastor, we like
Yeah,
you said
yeah.
in the beginning, we are now trying to attach those traditional values we've had from
Exactly.
back then to things that
Exactly.
are happening now.
Uh-huh.
You can't honestly tell me with the Instagram followers that I have that I must now not wear the bikini. Because of the times that we are now living
Exactly.
in. And I don't know just how, especially as pastors, you are tackling the difference of time that we are now experiencing, the aid of social media, my own bank cards. And mu wallet yangu ye polo ndiwauda kudecide semru imembe.
Okay, so what we are encouraging definitely is to add to the changes that are coming,
Yes,
but
time.
without becoming part of, without being, without
Without
conforming
war.
to the world. If you're
Without-
asking me
I like
as a
that.
pastor, without conforming to the world, all this that we're talking about is there in the Bible. The issue of being in a covenant as a couple, because you're in a covenant. This relationship is actually a covenant, and it's a deeper relationship. It's a deeper relationship. What it means, Erica, with your 1 million and with my 10,000, if we're in a covenant, in a proper covenant, that money is ours.
Tine 1 million and
In
10,000
the yangu. The language is our money. So I was talking about intellectual intimacy, that if you're going to go and get an MBA, was it a doctorate, then you are leaving your person behind. It challenge you are at $1 million level of thinking, and then your person is still at a $10 level of thinking. So that's why you need to grow up together. That's why there has to be that intellectual intimacy where you can actually engage each other intellectually, because you're almost close to each other in terms of your levels. That's why mufa unge mchidonzana
kunzwanana.
kunzwanana mchidonzana. You can't just let your person sit asitumbita anything. Just nudge them in the right direction. Shamari, you're good. Consider going back to college. Consider doing this and support them so that munokurana kuti muzonzwisana. Panozita challenge but umari kumsorosoro uko umari pasi.
You've left them
Definitely.
behind.
You've
yeah.
left them over the years. And for most people, I understand, because they were still stuck in the gender roles, traditional gender roles. Okay, now that I'm married, I stay at home, and that's it. And then the other person now, the other gender, the other gender, keeps on accumulating diplomas, degrees, and all that. And by the time big decisions have to be made, you are worlds apart. So please, Mads, don't drop school, don't drop college, don't drop all that, and don't drop your careers. There's nothing like, no, I just need a break from all this. I now need to look after the kids. That's wrong. I'm very clear. My mind, my conscience is very clear, because like I said, divorce is actually permissible.
Yeah.
So
I like
mangwana
that.
mukafuma musiri pamwe chete. What
I
are you
like
going
that,
to do?
Pastor, I just might come to your church.
Please come in.
Because I like what you're saying. People are allowed to fall out of love. I don't know
Yes.
why it's made to look like a crime.
So there are actually biblical reasons. I think we will let them out for another day.
Another day,
Now
yes.
that you want to come to our church, Erica, you are now on 50%. Keep on
Exactly.
working hard. Okay, so that was my number 3. I was talking about what sort of challenges that come with our women being empowered, being successful career-wise. Then let's look at the what you must do. In fact, let's look at what you must do. If you are the husband in that scenario, you're nowhere closer to that. Please support your wife. That's what they're looking for. But vazhinji vanta mistake okutanga kufaita munhu ari kuraisa.
Pastor Simba, whilst you're there, I must then ask you, what does support look like? Because in a lot of cases, it starts to look like kuitiswa. So I know that there are men at home who are thinking, fine, mkazi wangu earns this much money, but if I even dare support her, and then down was because support looks like dropping off at work. It looks like staying up with her late at night and also going through what she goes through. She's so business rach. So no anatete moira vakauya vakakuona iwe give it looks like wait. So maybe once you're at point number 3, how do you support your wife who's successful a little more than you maybe?
For me, that's not support, that's sacrifice. And that's not right. Support can be just giving encouraging words.
Like you're doing
because
well.
there are some people that will say things like chaona kwamchasvika muramba munyukukira mabasa ekoko how can you be promoted at such a rate? There are people that actually speak like that. But you need to to celebrate with your person, and where you ask them, how do you want me to help you? And they will tell you exactly how they want you to help them. And they are the people that know exactly how they want to be supported. So it's very important that you support them. Both munakangu akaenda akava successful ari ega achifila kuti ana support, then definitely when the money comes they've no motivation to chow that money with you. Saka, it's very important that we give that money with you.
Do we need motivation to spend people's money?
The editor say our money. Okay, so that's number 1. What you must do, give them the support. Why am I big on this? Why am I saying that women need our support, our wives need our support? The reason why men get married is simple. We need helpmeets. Like the Bible says that Eve was a helpmeet to Adam, and that's what we need. It's very clear. But a lot of women are confused as to the reason why. It's not clear as to the reason why they are getting married. And a lot of men also don't understand why women should get married. You know that?
A lot of
women
don't understand
why they are getting married. The reason why they get married.
Yeah, we get married to escape a lot of situations, not because we want to.
Okay, but for men, they get married because they want a helpmeet. That's meant for you. That's very clear. It's given out even as a biblical reason. And they want someone to support them. That's why you hear statements like, behind every successful man there's a woman. But can we change things and say, behind every successful woman there's a man? Can we do that? Is that something possible?
No.
But the Proverbs that one woman is there. I'm just challenging our society in how we think. So women also need support. They marry. If I were to talk to my daughters, I would tell them that number 1 reason why you are getting married and what you should look for in a man, in a future husband, look for someone who's able to support you. Do you have your career goals? Do you have your life goals in place?
Apart from financially, you mean, in this case?
Yes.
Okay.
Erica, I don't want you to have a vision. You go to, my vision is to get married. I want you to think about what you want to achieve as a woman, as a person that was created by God. So every woman must have that clearly laid out.
Security. An achievement. That's a war, because I speak to so many women who are like, and you're like, and what else?
They should hear from me, from the horse mouth.
Yeah.
I sit in counseling sessions. It's not an achievement.
Yeah.
It's women that come to us crying, abused left, right, and center. So it's not an achievement at all. Okay. Oh, we don't have time, Erica. Okay, number 2, this is what you must do. Please ignore comments from other people, particularly those that are insensitive of a situation. Good, mukadzi wake ndi CEO, iye haasi CEO, anditi iye arikuita basa rekuzoklina mumbani chichichi, mukadzi ari kubasa. Ignore such comments. Focus on you and your wife. Just become the team. Hey, kutongwa ari kutongwa kudini. Ndichitongwa wangu nemukadzi asifana vachienda kuma good schools. Oh, I don't mind. Imagine ndichitongwa wangu na billionaire ane 3.2 billion. I don't mind. Pastor Glory, if you're tuning in, please make as much money as I have no problem with you, Uchindi Tonga. So I'm just saying that this comes with many advantages. That's the point that I'm trying to portray. Kuti, when your wife is empowered, it comes with many advantages. She's actually being a helpmeet, because she's bringing in more money and that you can even use to meet other needs. Then number 3, appreciate your partner. She's more empowered. Just sit down and appreciate her. Talk to her. Look straight into her eyes and say, baby. Baby.
Why?
Men upanje ndakambonza wanzi usati kumurume wako baby. Boza anvaita mwana mdiki. Ameno. Ngakazvinzwa kuma social media seko. But okay. Sit down with your wife and say, Sha, I really appreciate the hustle that you do for us as a family, the money that you bring in. Right now, in andina mari yakawanda and abasa really stable, but you are bringing the bread home. Thank you for that. A lot of women are crying to hear their husbands saying those words. Good, thank you. Just that word, thank you. Men, if you're listening to me, please go home and say thank you to your wife. Achenda kubasa, chimbonza tumwe tunu. Even asking kubasa. We need to see, you know, housewives as people that are actually employed. Because the work that they do is actually more.
It's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. So we need to appreciate that. So number 4, we must actually consider the contributions besides finances. The person who is less empowered, financially that is, might not be going to work, but kumba, that must be appreciated. It's a contribution that makes the family going. So we must also contribute that. Hakuna uti uripa MD level and your person, your husband, the little that you think he is doing, you don't even. That's wrong. There is always something that they are doing. Let's start from there. It's not always money that we're looking at. There are other things. Maybe he is good with the kids.
Yeah, I've seen
Appreciate that. Appreciate that. So that's very important. But it's also very important for the one that is not earning that much to also get busy. You don't want to come back home to someone akangorara sofa asina zvaari. I mean, I need to see your or something. A billionaire billions achiwa. She just find something to do.
That's why relationship bankers are there. I'm joking.
Yeah. So it's always important to find a way of valuing the contributions that the lower earning spouse brings to the family. The little things that she's doing or he's doing, particularly in this case, we're looking at house bands. Do my house bands. But
that stays at all.
House bands. Yeah.
It's called a house band.
Yeah.
Wow.
They've got a lot of contribution that they bring. So let's try to value that. Okay, pa asara kumba angane mwana angachitachi, and let's appreciate that. All right, number 6. This should be the last one because of our time. Accept that traditional gender roles are changing. Let's accept that. I mean, the two of you are now working. There's dual ownership. And we are enjoying this money. And for you to then expect you to kumba. I think
that's a highlight, Pastor Simba. We are enjoying this money. So let you revisit this anytime you want to feel any other way. Just remind yourself that I'm enjoying this money, so let me behave accordingly.
Exactly. So this actually goes out to those that are in the diaspora. Because, you know, kind of diaspora, you get a culture shock.
Yes.
Because Pamupachi it's your wife who's actually on a you're actually on the visa, and they asara kumba. It's very important that you actually accept that as a fact. And a lot of people are not accepting that as fact, and they're then going on to, you know, to succumb to mental health issues. Because others don't accept that the fact you're good, you know what, at this level, at this time, my wife is more empowered than I.
Pastor Simba, because of time, I must say thank you to you. Whilst I will leave this conversation not understanding how people have a problem with spending money and things that come with spending money. A woman's success.
Yes.
You can catch up with it on social media. That's on Facebook, and also at Pastor Simba Wolo's on social media platforms. Okay. Yeah, my social media platforms is Married by Simba. Married by Simba. Or you can come through to my number, my WhatsApp number 0773 000 000. I need your name. I also need your marital status. Please, Harare couples, get in touch. I've got something big happening at in town somewhere, so I'll give you details for this weekend, this Saturday. Sorry. Absolutely lovely. Thank you so much, Pastor Simba. My name is Erica Ndoro. We catch up across all social media platforms, taking us to the top of the hour, straight into midday. It is 12 o'clock, and it's time for the news.